LeBron James. What more can you say about the guy that hasn't already been said? He can play anywhere on the court, and he gets it done on both ends like nobody else in the league. If we can't slow him down, this game could get out of hand real quick. It's going to be one of the biggest tests of the season for me, that's for sure. Time to step up.
We're in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with a sweeping look at City Hall. Greetings, everyone. 2K Sports brings you the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. For the Philadelphia 76ers, they won their last contest, that game against...
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint. The 76ers shooting their first free throws here for the night.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
Yeah, as a group, really a dismal year for them from the line last season, guys.
And he can't get the first one. Well, the city of Philadelphia has had some tough fans. There's no doubt. You know, we've seen him boo Santa Claus. You can imagine, Greg, how they felt about this Sixers team a year ago.
You know, the Sixers were going to be in trouble from the very start of the year. A lot of fans didn't even bother to show up to boo. I mean, Philly had the worst attendance in the league last season.
But they've got hope, Greg.
A lot of young talent. Maybe this is the year it starts to materialize.
Now, here is Irving. Feeds it to Love. Fires from the line. No luck. Excellent D there from Okafor. Cleveland on defense. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And we're able to overcome what was a really poor shooting night, and you're not going to be able to win with a percentage as low as theirs that often unless you defend.
No style points earned for sure, Greg, in that game, but they did hit the big shots when they needed them, and oftentimes it's not what you do as much as when you do it.
Pick by Okafor. Here's Smith. To the middle. Here's Landry. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
Smith against Irving. It's a pick by Love. Irving drives in. And there's the whistle. Foul hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, saw his numbers decline, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down, but still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. First free throw is good.
And, you know, for Love last season, we knew he'd be in a supporting role to LeBron. You put any player next to LeBron, and he automatically becomes some kind of role player.
Both free throws good from Kevin Love.
And thinking back to Love and his numbers last year, we saw the same thing from Bosh when he played with LeBron. Love and Bosh had similar reductions in scoring, but both were still great players, and they both have the ability to adapt and impact the game in other ways.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Irving with it. Now Smith defending. And that one's good, Irving.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Smith against Irving. Smith drives in. Here's Okafor. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his third assist on the night.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
A nice shot by Irving.
And how about that screen by Love? That was a wall.
Landry with the screen, off the screen, and then Okafor slams it in.
And guys, that's one of the more basic plays in anybody's playbook, but not to mention also truly one of the best.
And Greg, the pick frees him up, and Clark, the dunk, caps it off.
Well, you know, for me, guys, it's all about positioning and anticipation on those screen plays, and they got it right there.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Smith dishes to Landry. Covington kicks to Okafor. And it's going to be a 3-second call. 3 seconds. Ball checks in for Landry. And it's Richardson in for Ish Smith. And Cleveland also making a change. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for J.R. Smith. And Cannon gets it to go.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
While we have a chance, let's now take a look at the teams that top the league in shooting from beyond the arc. The Cavaliers 5th.
You know, a solid three-point game can be the cornerstone of an effective offense. I mean, it adds a little pop and punch to what a team is doing offensively. And last year, this team was not made up of just good three-point shooters. They had great three-point shooters.
The Cavaliers trail by 5. Now it's ended down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with head coach Tyronn Lue.
Kevin, he thinks this team is such a tight-knit group that it's starting to get to a point where they can read each other's minds. They'll see a guy cutting without even looking up, and it's a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully, the fun can continue, guys.
Good report, Doris. Well said. Thanks. Hey, an interesting thing to address before the game.
Yeah, and clearly the coach has been hammering home the point to his guys that good shot selection is absolutely key.
And I don't think you can ever overemphasize that point. I mean, intelligent basketball is about being selective with your shots. And I think that's what will win the game for him.
James, the pass to Thompson. Irving drives in. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Richardson, no luck.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Can't get it to fall. The Cavaliers trail by 5. Dellavedova kicks to LeBron. Thompson up top. They set the pick. Lots of room. And it's Dellavedova missing.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
Here's Dellavedova. He kicks it to LeBron. And stolen by Richardson. Goes up. That was incredible.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
It's a pick by Love. And LeBron with the basket, the assist by Irving. LeBron's got 5 points so far.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen. And
I want you to focus on getting to the rim. Let's look to attack quickly. High percentage shots, move the ball around and make the defense rotate.
Season, he chipped in about 25 per. 7 assists. With him, you get so much, but his ability to lead the way with his scoring, probably his best attribute.
An offensive powerhouse. He can just beat you in so many ways. Got to give it up for him. Much love.
Channing Frye's checked in for the Cavaliers. Mon Shumpert has come in for Irving. Now here's Richardson. Defense right on him. Now it's Shumpert running. He can go all the way. Finishes the break with a slam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case. It looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Clark, a little disparity there in the rebound numbers, but some of that comes down to how the ball bounces. Let's see if it evens out.
Love with the screen on Richardson. Dellavedova dishes to Love. No good on the three.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
There's 1:26 left here in the opening quarter.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
I'll tell you what, he may not be the biggest man in the league, guys, but he more than makes up for that lack of size with amazing aerial skills.
The 76ers leading by 8. Here's Richardson in the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
No one near James as he lets it go. And again, LeBron missing. There's 39 seconds left to play here in the first. Guarded by Shumpert. Back to Richardson. From deep. Shot is off. And Cleveland will come the other way. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
And they...
That was incredible.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Now here's James. It's a pick by Love. James, the pass to Dellavedova. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Dellavedova's got 5 points so far.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. 76ers lead by 9. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season.
For me, at a younger age, I was never even keel. We would win a playoff game when I was younger. I was excited out of my mind, and then you would lose, and I was the worst person in the world. But I think at this point in my career, I kind of stay even. One game shouldn't affect the next game. You know, you go out and play as hard as you can, live with the results.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
Yeah, he really has been. It's amazing to see the pressure he's dealt with and the way he's handled it with that even-keeled nature. You know, he's as solid and steady as they come at this point in his career. Nothing phases him, nothing rattles him.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Richardson, he's in at point guard. Okafor out there with Carl Landry. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Cannon in at the 2 guard. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. That free throw, no good. Well, the plan has been obvious now, Clark, for a while. The 76ers really loading up on young players, letting them see a lot of minutes, and they're hoping it's going to bear some fruit, as you like to say, coming up.
Exactly, and it will in time because they've accumulated some really nice young talent, Kevin.
And he sinks the second.
And with the 76ers, it's not just on the floor that they have stifled the progress. They've taken 2 top picks knowing they would sit out a full year just to rehab injury.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
And here we go. The shot's good from Irving.
You know, one thing few people talk about with the Sixers, this plan of building through the draft and with young players, what if it actually works to their benefit? Then it would become a copycat strategy because we know in the NBA, it's a herd mentality if something works.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. And here's Covington from the arc. The shot, no good. Good D by James. He feeds it to Irving. To the middle. Trying to find Mozgov. Gets it to him. And that one's good.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Well, we know that Mozgov started last season with the Nuggets and then was traded to Cleveland midway through the season.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
Richardson, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Richardson's got 12.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Oh, that's right on the money. They've generated a lot of easy opportunities on the inside.
Here's Irving, and they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Here's Smith. He's checked in for Philadelphia. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Cannon kicks to Smith. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Love's checked in for Mozgov. Fry comes in for Thompson. Shumpert is checked in for LeBron. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Smith.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
The 76ers have missed out on some chances at the line today, 0-6 of 11.
One shot. Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That's good from Richardson.
And it's strange to think that early last year, all the talk in the media was about the in-house fighting on the Cavs. Goes to show just how much better things are for a team when they're winning. And checking out some numbers for Irving. Good season for him last year. 8th in three-point field goal percentage, 9th in scoring, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And, you know, back to his tremendous efficiency from 3 last year, I tell you what, he's truly a dead-eye shooter when he gets a good look.
The Cavaliers trail by 6.
Well, as rough as the Cavs might have started the season, Clark, they were all at peace near the end. Things turned around certainly after the All-Star break. Had their amazing playoff run, great momentum, and that confidence showed every game they played.
Really did, and I thought the big three found a way to come together nicely and smooth out the rough spots, and James, Irvin, and Love ended up being the highest scoring trio in the league last year. They've done a really good job of knocking down their long-distance shots here in the second quarter. And they're shooting just above 40% from downtown. That's outstanding.
There's a good screen. Irving double team. Here's Love. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. The 76ers leading by 9. Richardson with it. He had a 39-point outing in their last game against Utah.
Boy, was he physical. I mean, in that game, just drawing a lot of contact and getting himself to the line over and over.
The 76ers have made 7 of their last 12 attempts at the line.
One shot, gentlemen.
That's good from Richardson.
Well, clearly the 76ers were the youngest team in the league last season, and with all the draft picks they've stockpiled, they'll be the youngest team for a while, it seems. But if the youth can grow and develop, they could also be a force in a few years, too. Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Philadelphia's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. And the pass to Embiid. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
A drive by Shumpert. And Fry has it in the corner. Grant against Shumpert. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Fry for 3. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Here's Richardson. Buries it down low. Richardson's got 25 points.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Outside Irving. The dish to Dellavedova. He's looking for Love and finds him. It's hauled in by Richardson. Richardson's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
The Cavaliers trail by 13. Shot from the low block. And it's Dellavedova missing. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 15-5 run. Now, here's Richardson. He's tightly guarded, shakes off the strong D, and gets to the bucket for 2.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's the screen, doubled by Richardson. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to 13 after the bucket is good from Dellavedova.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Fires it up. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. 76ers on top as they end the second quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Certainly good numbers from you shooting the ball in the first half. What has been your approach on offense?
I'm just trying to let the game come to me. When I'm trying to force it on offense, good things happen. And that's why I've had success here early on.
Slow and steady wins the race, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for the third quarter of basketball.
Okay, fellas, nice job sticking to the plan in the first half. Now let's widen the gap and get these fans even more fired up. If there's something I'd like to see us do as well in the second half as we did in the first, it's get the ball into the low post. They've had no answer when we've gotten it into the paint. I'll give you a compliment, though. The ball movement's been excellent. Love how many buckets we're getting off assists. And let me touch on tempo for a second. We're not out to use the whole shot clock, but I would like to see us get set up offensively. One more thing before I go. We can't let down our intensity. Stay focused, and let's close this one out strong.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game.
What a game we've seen here for Richardson. He's got 27 points, and he was able to come up with one steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair into the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the center position. The Cavaliers trail by 13. Smith kicks to Irving. Back to Smith. The screen from Thompson. Thompson sets the pick for Smith. Three-pointer. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Zone changes for Philadelphia. Nerlens Noel comes in for Carl Landry. And it's Richardson in for Ish Smith. Mozgov, he's checked in for Cleveland. Okafor with a screen on Irving. Right wing. Here's Cannon, covered by Smith. And slam dunk by Noel.
Make it two hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was ultra safe with that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be. Remove all doubt on that attack.
Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Smith wide open. He fires. Hits the three-point bomb.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
Irving against Richardson. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Love. Well, for J.R. Smith playing alongside LeBron and Kyrie last season, he knew he had a chance for a ring. You know, Clark, he played like it most of the time.
He sure did. I mean, instead of having to create offense, the offense was created for him, served up perfectly for him, and all he had to do was knock down open jumpers, and as a result, his shooting percentages rose after the trade.
For the Cavaliers, Shumpert comes in for Kevin Love, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving. And he makes both free throws.
Well, you know, one season in the books with the NBA's new replay center, and so far, so good. I mean, the replays are averaging about 45 seconds apiece, and getting the officials the angles they need quickly to make the right call.
Dishes it to Richardson. Covington inside the line. The top of the key jumper is on the mark. And the 76ers lead by 20. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
And with the new replay center, the league also going for more transparency. People expect it now, Clark, and they're officiating.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. Evaluating the most scrutinized calls and non-calls of the games in those last 2 minutes, that's a positive. Things are continuing to change, I think, for the better in that regard.
And Iman Shumpert, more athlete than player when he entered the league. 42-inch max vertical, shoulders carved like Michelangelo. But he had a long way to go in terms of his skill set, and you can see that evolution right before your eyes.
And he makes both free throws. And talking about Iman Shumpert, he seemed to learn from working with LeBron and Kyrie last year.
Yes, Shumpert was brought over for his defense, clearly, but as a bonus, his offense improved and got better. Now let's see if he can build on that going forward. Defensively, I think they've got to do a better job of bodying him up.
Clearly, they've been outclassed in the paint, really at both ends of the floor.
Floats one up. No good. Some solid defense from Grant. Philadelphia leading by 20. Al Richardson, he's got 29 points. And it's Grant in the corner. And here's Richardson. Back to Grant. Uncovered. Offensive rebound. And it's Richardson slamming it down.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
Mozgov sets a screen for Shumpert. Shumpert off the screen. The rebound by Grant.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
From deep, Richardson. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got 4 rebounds in this game. Dellavedova kicks to Shumpert. The 3 from LeBron. Another miss by LeBron.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 3-ball in the first half. Still bageled in the second.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. Richardson against Shumpert. Buries it from 3-point range. He has 5.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
James kicks to Fry. They set the pick. Shumpert gets a wide open look. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. And that's now 6 points for Iman Shumpert. There's a screen by Noel.
Move the ball. Stick it too much.
Kicks to Richardson. To the wing right side. Fires the 3. The shot is off, so Cleveland will take it the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
There's 49 seconds left in the third. And that's good for 2. Richardson's got 6 here in this quarter.
What a top-notch game he's having. He's gotten them in front, and it sure seemed like he's going to keep them there. All by himself, it looks like.
And Fry kicks to Mozgov. Uses both ends to slam it down.
Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take-no-chance slam by the big fella.
Noel dishes to Richardson. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. He was all alone on that one. 8 points for him.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
On the wing, Shumpert. The 3. Shot is no good.
You know, even though he's bite-sized compared to the big man on the floor, he's done some really tall work on the board.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. 76ers ahead, just dominating this one. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Richardson, he's checked in for Smith. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Fry's checked in. Richardson, he's in at the point. Robert Covington out there with Carl Landry. Then there's Isaiah Cannon. And it's Okafor in at the 5, down low. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. James, the pass to Irving. The shot misses. Great D that time from Richardson.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Smith kicks to Fry. On the wing, Irving. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Kyrie Irving made his first playoff appearance last season with the Cavs, and individually got a big $90 million max extension as well. He's in a really good spot in his career at this point.
2 shots. And speaking of Irving's star status, last season a signature shoe in his name.
Right, now.
I see, in fact, that you and Clark are wearing them tonight. That's always a big deal.
Kevin, that's an elite club to be in. Only the true superstars get that kind of status. He certainly got the flash to go with the substance.
The first free throw is good.
Well, Irving has simply been great. He's got 24 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those three-point shots.
You said it. His long-range jumpers are having a deadly effect.
The Cavaliers making a switch here. Thompson's checked in. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Well, what a season for Kyrie Irving last year. Huge moments for him. 57-point outburst against San Antonio. That was a new franchise record for the Cavs.
I think a lot of it was finally being able to play with other All-Stars, quite honestly, Kevin. But you can't discount the work Irving put into the offseason to be ready for the regular season.
On defense, Cleveland down by 15. From deep, Richardson. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Thompson's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort.
And for Irving, he did come into last year hot. I mean, he won the MVP in international play while with Team USA.
Got it. Let's get the ball inside.
Here's Cannon. Now, here's Richardson. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the 76ers.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, Clark, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Well, it's more than luck, Kevin. I think the shot selection was good, too.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Richardson. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand. And for Kyrie, taking home the MVP in a Team USA tourney like that, it's a huge ego boost. I mean, of all the stars on that team, he shined the brightest. And I think that's going to help his confidence for this year.
Richardson, good.
Settle down.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
Well, let the party start. The celebration begins, and they're going to let their guys hear it.
Richardson against Irving. Here's Love. Off on the layup. For 3, Richardson. Off target. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge, and the impact carried them through the entire game.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I know Freak's going to have a lot of people back home in Harlem extremely proud of the way he played tonight, and they should be proud of him, because his play was genius. Just a textbook example of how to gain a mental edge and continue to exploit it.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad Mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, I'm living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And then my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, it's stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I going to throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, "Yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game." I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. See, you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me, so naturally I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him, and it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's hot as ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome. We always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dap, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me and announce my name on the loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look. Me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, Jiminy Crickets. I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the 6th man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's Bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention, and it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's going to affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's going to affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's going to affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, Vic, gotta go. Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the U.S. of A., the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We actually, we have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You could see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.